For centuries, they've been our steadfast companions across the world's most unforgiving landscapes. The camel, a true icon of the desert, carrying not just heavy loads, but the very essence of survival. Their distinctive silhouette, with those famous humps and long, gangly legs, isn't just for show. Every single part of a camel's body is a masterpiece of evolution, perfectly tuned for life in extreme heat, drought, and blinding sandstorms. At first glance, you might see a slow, placid creature. But beneath that calm exterior lies a biological powerhouse, a living laboratory of adaptations that allow it to thrive where most other animals wouldn't last a few hours. From how they handle water to their incredible ability to regulate their own body temperature, camels are built for the extreme. Let's start with a little family introduction. Camels belong to the camelid family and come in two main models. First, you have the dromedary camel, the one with a single hump, famous for trekking across the hot, sandy deserts of North Africa and the Arabian Peninsula. Then there's its cousin, the Bactrian camel, which sports two humps and prefers the colder, rockier deserts of Central Asia, like in Mongolia and northern China. And these animals are impressive in size. An adult camel can stand nearly 2 meters tall at the shoulder and stretch over 3 meters long. They're heavyweights too, tipping the scales at anywhere from 400 to over 700 kilograms for the biggest Bactrians. And they stick around for a while, living up to 25 years in the wild and an amazing 40 years under human care. For thousands of years, they haven't just been wild animals. They've been our partners, our desert vehicles, making them one of the most essential animals in human history. Now, let's talk about the most famous feature, the humps. And we need to bust a myth right away. Those humps are not giant water bags. They're actually massive stores of fat, and this is a brilliant evolutionary strategy. By concentrating all that fat in one or two spots on its back, the rest of the camel's body stays lighter and cooler, which is crucial for those long desert marshes. Think of the humps as a camel's personal energy bank. When food is scarce, which it often is in the desert, the camel's body breaks down this fat, converting it into vital energy. This process also produces a small amount of water called metabolic water as a byproduct. Thanks to this system, a camel can go for weeks without eating. You can actually tell how well a camel is doing just by looking at its humps. When food is plentiful, the humps are full, firm, and stand upright. But after a long journey with little to eat, they'll become soft and droopy as the fat reserves are used up. This design also helps with temperature control. By keeping the fat on top, the rest of the body has less insulation, which helps the camel stay cool during the scorching hot days. Then at night, when desert temperatures plummet, that same fat pad on its back acts like a blanket, slowing down heat loss. So the humps are far more than just a visual quirk. They are the camel's survival engine room. Next up, let's look down at those incredibly long legs. They're another key adaptation for desert life. Their height serves a simple but critical purpose. It lifts the camel's body high above the scorching sand. This creates a natural buffer zone, reducing the amount of heat absorbed from the ground, which can get hot enough to cook on. This allows them to walk across the desert, even during the hottest parts of the day. These legs aren't just long, they're incredibly strong. Powerful muscles and thick tendons allow them to carry heavy loads for huge distances over uneven, sandy ground without getting tired, and their walking style is unique. It's called pacing. A camel moves both legs on the same side of its body at the same time. This creates a swaying motion that might look a bit odd, but it's incredibly energy efficient, perfect for conserving strength on long treks. And at the end of those long legs are some of the most specialized feet in the animal kingdom. A camel's feet are wide and flat, almost like natural snowshoes for the sand. This design spreads the animal's immense weight over a larger area, stopping it from sinking into soft sand. Each foot has two large toes, but instead of hooves, they have thick, leathery pads on the bottom. These pads are amazing. They act like shock absorbers, cushioning each step on hard, rocky ground. They also provide insulation, protecting the camel from the blistering heat of the desert floor. It's like having built-in, all-terrain, temperature-resistant boots. The soft, springy sole makes walking more efficient, and the pads even provide excellent grip when a camel has to climb up steep, rocky slopes. These feet are a perfect example of evolution, creating a simple but brilliant solution to a complex problem. Finally, let's look at the camel's face, specifically its eyes and nose. These are its personal defense system against the desert's most relentless attacker, sand. A camel's nostrils are amazing. They're not just open holes, They're slits that a camel can seal completely shut. This allows it to breathe normally, even in the middle of a raging sandstorm, without a single grain of sand getting into its respiratory system. Then you have the eyes. They are protected by a triple threat defense system. First, they have incredibly long, thick eyelashes, arranged in 2 rows, that act as a natural dust filter. Then, they have not 1, not 2, but 3 eyelids. 2 of them are just like ours, but the third one is a super thin, transparent membrane that sweeps across the eye from side to side, like a windshield wiper. This allows the camel to keep its eyes open and see where it's going during a sandstorm, all while keeping the eye itself completely protected. From its energy-storing humps and heat-defying long legs to its sandproof feet, nose, and eyes, every part of the camel is a testament to nature's ingenuity. This incredible creature isn't just surviving in the desert. It's engineered for it. It's a true master of an extreme world, and a reminder of the amazing power of adaptation. A camel's fur is another brilliant example of adaptation to extreme desert conditions. It might seem odd to wear a thick, woolly coat in the blistering heat, right? But for a camel, this fur is a high-tech thermal shield. It's a brilliant example of adaptation that works in 2 ways. During the day, the dense, light-colored hair on its back and sides acts like a mirror, reflecting the intense sunlight and reducing heat absorption. More importantly, it creates a layer of air between the sun and the camel's skin, acting as insulation to keep the heat out. But what happens when the sun sets and the desert temperature plummets? That same coat traps the camel's body heat, preventing it from getting too cold. It's like having a built-in, all-weather jacket. The distribution of this fur is also incredibly strategic. The areas most exposed to the sun and hot sand, like the neck, back, and belly, are covered in thick, dense hair for maximum protection. Meanwhile, the legs have shorter, sparser hair. This allows for better ventilation and freedom of movement, preventing the camel from overheating while it walks for hours under the blazing sun. This amazing fur does more than just regulate temperature. It's also a suit of armor. It protects the camel's sensitive skin from mechanical injuries, whipping sand and sharp, thorny desert plants. So, whether it's freezing at night or sizzling during the day, the camel's fur is a versatile tool. It's the first line of defense, working in concert with all its other adaptations to create a complete system for survival in the unpredictable desert. Now, let's talk about what fuels this desert-dwelling machine. A camel's diet is just as remarkable as its coat. As herbivores, they are incredibly flexible eaters, which allows them to find food where other animals would simply starve. Their menu consists mainly of tough desert plants. We're talking thorny shrubs, dry leaves, and hardy grasses that most other creatures would turn their noses up at. How do they manage this? Well, it starts with their powerful jaws and a uniquely adapted digestive system. They can chew and break down the most fibrous, resilient plant material, squeezing out every last drop of energy. What's even more impressive is their ability to eat plants that are salty, bitter, or even toxic to other animals. Their stomachs and the special bacteria in their guts are perfectly suited to digest tough plant fibers with very little water content. This means that even during severe droughts, when most vegetation has withered away, a camel can still find enough to eat to survive for weeks without a fresh water source. And here is a fascinating bonus. Camels can extract metabolic water directly from the plants they eat. This means that some of the water they need for survival is actually manufactured inside their bodies from their food, even if that food seems completely dry. So for a camel, eating isn't just about getting energy. It's also a clever way to conserve water, which is the most precious resource in the desert. This dietary flexibility is a cornerstone of their survival strategy, giving them the strength and stamina to traverse vast barren landscapes in search of their next meal. Of course, we can't talk about camels without addressing their most famous trait, their incredible ability to conserve water. This is where the camel truly shines as a master of survival. First, let's bust a popular myth. Camels do not store liquid water in their humps. The humps are actually large reservoirs of fat. The water comes from metabolizing this fat when food and water are scarce. The real magic of their water storage happens throughout their entire body. It all starts with an exceptionally efficient system. A camel's kidneys are incredible. They produce highly concentrated urine, which looks more like a thick syrup. This allows them to get rid of waste without losing significant amounts of precious fluid. Similarly, their intestines are masters at absorbing every last drop of water from their food, making their droppings so dry you can use them to start a fire almost immediately. Another key to their water-saving prowess is flexible body temperature. Unlike us, a camel's internal temperature can fluctuate by several degrees throughout the day. This reduces its need to sweat to stay cool, which is one of the main ways animals lose water. When the cool desert night arrives, the camel can release this stored body heat without losing any moisture. Even its skin and fur play a role, acting as a barrier to reduce evaporation and perspiration. And what about that metabolic water we mentioned earlier? When a camel breaks down the fat in its humps for energy, a chemical reaction occurs that produces water as a byproduct. 1 kilogram of fat can yield about 1 liter of water. In the desert, that's a life-saving internal fountain. Because of all these mechanisms, a camel can survive losing up to 25% of its body weight in water, a level of dehydration that would be fatal for almost any other mammal. The entire physiological system of a camel, from its blood cells to its kidneys, works together like a perfectly synchronized, water-saving machine. It's this incredible efficiency that allows them not just to endure long droughts, but to remain active and strong, capable of trekking across the desert in search of the next oasis. This leads us to the final, and perhaps most astonishing, piece of the puzzle: a camel's ability to rehydrate. After weeks of surviving on its internal reserves, what happens when a camel finally finds water? It's a truly amazing sight. A thirsty camel can drink enormous amounts of water incredibly quickly. We're talking up to 100 liters, or over 25 gallons, in just a few minutes. Imagine trying to drink that much. This rapid rehydration instantly restores the body's water balance. The water is quickly absorbed and stored in its tissues, blood, and even its intestines, ready to be used gradually over the next several weeks. This cycle of extreme endurance followed by rapid recovery is what makes the camel almost indestructible in the desert. Its body is designed to handle dramatic fluctuations, adjusting to temporary shortages and then quickly replenishing its reserves when the opportunity arises. This dynamic water management, combined with its specialized diet, insulating fur, and fat-storing humps, creates a comprehensive survival system that is second to none. It has this unique combination of resilience and recovery that has allowed the camel to conquer the desert, an environment where most life struggles to exist. They are not just surviving, they are thriving. So the next time you see a picture of a camel trekking gracefully across a sand dune, remember that you're looking at more than just an animal. You're looking at a marvel of natural engineering, a living testament to the power of adaptation. From its sun-reflecting fur to its water-manufacturing hump and super-absorbent gut, every part of the camel is perfectly tuned for life in the extreme. They truly are the undisputed masters of the desert. Camel herds are fascinating social structures, where hierarchy and the roles of individuals are strictly defined and arise from the need to survive in the harsh desert environment. At the heart of this society is a strict hierarchy, and it's all about survival. Leading the group is a dominant male. He's not just the boss. He's the protector, the guide, and the one who ensures the herd finds precious water and food. This top male is typically the biggest and strongest, a position he has to earn and defend. His dominance gives him priority access to females during the mating season, which is nature's way of passing on the strongest genes. But this hierarchy isn't set in stone. Younger, ambitious males are always watching, learning, and waiting for their chance. To climb the social ladder or start their own herd, they must prove their strength and endurance. It's a constant test of will. The dominant male maintains his status not just through sheer power, but also through a series of signals. He'll use loud bellows, flap his ears, and mark his territory with urine and glandular secretions to let everyone know who's in charge. Females, however, are the glue that holds the herd together. They play an equally vital role, nurturing the young, maintaining social bonds, and often leading the way during migrations to find the best grazing spots. While the male stands guard against external threats, like predators or rival herds, the females guide the family from within. When danger strikes, you'll see the males step up, forming a defensive line to protect the females and their young. It's a beautifully coordinated system where every member has a purpose. Within this structured society, there's also a lot of learning happening. Young males learn how to navigate social situations by watching their elders. They see how to challenge for resources without causing unnecessary conflict. Older, experienced females act as living maps, teaching the younger generation the locations of hidden oases and patches of nutrient-rich plants. Knowledge passed down through generations that is crucial for the entire group's survival. This intricate social dynamic, a blend of power, cooperation, and wisdom, is what allows camel herds to function so efficiently in the unforgiving desert. Camels are true masters of desert travel, and their migrations are epic journeys of survival. Covering hundreds of kilometers in search of food and water isn't just a walk. It's a highly strategic operation. This requires more than just physical stamina. Camels possess an incredible spatial awareness, an internal clock for seasonal changes, and an encyclopedic knowledge of water sources and vegetation patterns. They are so efficient at conserving water, even extracting moisture from the plants they eat, that they can perfectly time their journeys, reaching the next oasis just before their reserves run low. During these long treks, the herd moves at a slow, steady pace. The rhythm is often dictated by the weakest members, ensuring no one is left behind. Their long legs and specially adapted wide feet act like snowshoes for the sand, allowing them to glide over soft dunes with ease. This, combined with their ability to withstand extreme temperature swings from scorching days to freezing nights, makes them tireless travelers. They have an innate talent for conserving energy, enabling them to walk for miles and miles without the risk of exhaustion or dehydration. These migrations aren't random wanderings. They are perfectly synchronized with the desert's life cycle. Camels seem to have a sixth sense for when and where plants will flower, when new leaves will sprout, or when seasonal grasses will appear. This allows them to maximize their food intake while expending minimal effort. The collective memory of the herd is a priceless asset. Older camels remember the locations of wells and fertile grounds from years past, and this vital information is passed down to the younger members, dramatically increasing the survival odds for everyone. Each journey is a calculated move, a testament to their intelligence and profound connection to their environment. Now, you might think of camels as quiet, solitary animals, but they have a rich and subtle language all their own. Their communication system is key to coordinating the herd, warning of danger, and maintaining that all-important social hierarchy. Sound is a major part of their vocabulary. They produce a whole range of noises, from low, guttural grunts and growls used in close quarters to loud, booming bellows that can travel for miles across the open desert. A loud bellow can serve as a warning about an approaching predator or as a challenge to a rival male. Females use softer, gentler grunts to communicate with their calves, creating a bond and keeping them calm. Body language is just as important. The way a camel holds its head, neck, and ears can speak volumes. A raised head with a swollen throat is a clear sign of dominance, a display of confidence and power. In contrast, a lowered neck or ears pulled back signals submission or a peaceful intention. Even the way they walk can convey a message. A specific rhythm or gait might be a signal to the rest of the herd to change direction or follow the leader to a newly discovered water source. Then there's the invisible language of scent. Camels use chemical communication through pheromones released from skin glands. These scents can tell other camels about an individual's reproductive status, health, and even their social standing. Males are particularly known for marking their territory with urine and secretions from glands on their head. This isn't just about marking property. It's a way to organize the social space, avoid unnecessary fights, and maintain order within the herd. Scent also acts as a navigational tool, helping camels find each other across the vast, featureless landscape of the desert. All these signals, sound, posture, and scent work together in perfect harmony, creating a sophisticated communication network that is essential for their survival. Finally, let's look at the rituals surrounding new life in the desert. Camel reproduction is a carefully timed event, perfectly adapted to the challenges of their environment. The breeding season typically aligns with the time of year when water and food are most abundant. This gives the newborn calf the best possible start in life. When it's time, dominant males will announce their readiness to mate through a series of impressive displays. They'll mark their territory with scent, raise their heads high, and let out those deep, resonant bellows to both attract females and ward off any competitors. The courtship itself is a performance of strength and stamina. A male might gently nudge a female, walk beside her in a synchronized rhythm, or show off his physique with a straightened neck and proud posture. This isn't just for show. It's a way for the female to assess his health and genetic fitness, ensuring she chooses the best possible father for her offspring. After a long pregnancy of about 13 months, the female will typically give birth to a single calf. Finding a safe spot to deliver is crucial. She'll often seek out a sheltered depression in the sand or a rocky outcrop that offers protection from the harsh desert wind and potential predators. What's truly remarkable is how quickly the newborn gets on its feet. Within just a few hours of birth, a baby camel can stand and walk, ready to follow its mother. This is absolutely vital, as the herd is always on the move and cannot afford to stay in one place for long. The mother's care is intensive. She nurses her calf for several months, providing it with all the nutrition it needs. But she's also its teacher and protector. The calf learns essential survival skills, like navigation and social cues, simply by observing its mother and the other herd members. The mother will fiercely defend her young from any threat, using her size and experience to keep it safe. The entire herd, in a way, participates in raising the young. It's a community effort that ensures the knowledge and resilience of the species are passed on, securing the future of camels in one of the world's most extreme landscapes. From their intricate social rules to their incredible journeys and subtle ways of communicating, the world of camels is far more complex than we often imagine. They are a perfect example of how life adapts, not just physically but socially, to thrive against all odds. Have you ever wondered how an animal can survive for weeks without water in the blistering desert heat? Camels are among the best adapted mammals for life in extreme desert conditions. Their health and biological capabilities form a complex adaptive system that enables them to thrive, where most other creatures would perish. One of their most famous adaptations is their resistance to dehydration and heat. A camel's body can tolerate fluctuations in body temperature that would be fatal to most mammals. This unique ability allows them to store and retain water for many days or even weeks without access to fluids. Imagine covering vast distances across a scorching desert without needing a single sip of water. For a camel, that's just another day at the office. A key part of this survival strategy lies in their circulatory system and thermoregulation. Camel blood has an exceptional ability to remain fluid even during significant dehydration. This is crucial for maintaining blood flow and preventing organ failure. Their blood vessels are also adapted to maintain a stable brain temperature, even when the rest of their body heats up under the intense sun. Additionally, their thermoregulatory mechanisms are incredibly efficient. They release heat during the day to stay cool and retain it at night when temperatures plummet, which significantly reduces water loss through sweating. But it's not just about handling the heat and lack of water. Camels also have a remarkably robust immune system, allowing them to survive in environments full of microorganisms and potential pathogens. Studies show that camels have high resistance to parasitic and viral diseases that are common in desert regions. Their bodies can effectively fight off infections even when they under heat stress and have limited access to food. Their immune adaptations include a strong innate immunity and the ability to produce unique, powerful antibodies in response to new threats. This is a vital skill in an environment where pathogen exposure might be sporadic but potentially lethal. The entire system of a camel's biological adaptations is a marvel of integration and efficiency. Their tolerance to extreme temperatures, their incredible water storage abilities, their precise thermoregulation, and their resilient immune system all work together to create a comprehensive survival strategy. These traits have not only enabled camels to survive for thousands of years in desert regions, but have also made them indispensable companions to humans in transport, trade, and exploration. It's a brilliant demonstration of how nature combines physiology, biology, and adaptation to conquer the most demanding environments on Earth. Despite their extraordinary adaptations, camels are not invincible. They face significant environmental pressures, especially from climate change and human impact. As our planet warms, droughts are becoming longer and more severe. Water sources are drying up, and the desert vegetation that camels rely on for food is becoming increasingly sparse. Even these highly resistant animals can suffer from dehydration, malnutrition, and a decline in their physical condition, which in turn affects their ability to reproduce. Another major challenge is the growing competition for resources. As human populations expand, we use more water for agriculture and livestock. This often pushes wild camel populations into less favorable areas, exposing them to a higher risk of starvation and predation. Within herds, competition for dominance among males can become more aggressive, and young camels may not survive their first few months if access to food and water is limited. Intensive camel farming, while providing humans with valuable resources like meat and milk, also introduces new risks. When animals are kept in crowded conditions, they become more susceptible to infectious diseases, parasites, and stress. Without the opportunity to roam freely and engage in natural behaviors, they can develop weakened muscles, skeletal problems, and reduced immunity. In contrast, camels in their natural ecosystem can move over vast distances, select their own food, and maintain complex social interactions, all of which strengthen their physiological and psychological well-being. The wild Bactrian camels of Central Asia are a particularly worrying example. They are currently under immense threat from agriculture, urbanization, and poaching. Their natural habitats are becoming increasingly fragmented, restricting herds to smaller areas. This leads to genetic isolation, which can cause reproductive issues and reduce genetic diversity, threatening the long-term survival of the species. The impact of these environmental changes and human-driven threats shows that even an animal as perfectly adapted as the camel is not indestructible. To ensure this symbol of the desert survives for future generations, we must act. Protecting wild populations, preserving their natural migration routes, managing water and food resources sustainably, and providing proper care for domesticated camels are all crucial steps. By doing so, we can help these magnificent creatures maintain their extraordinary biological and social adaptations for years to come. For centuries, camels have been more than just animals. They have been partners to humanity in some of the most challenging corners of the world. They are not only a means of transport, but also a cornerstone of culture, economy, and survival in desert regions. Think about the legendary Silk Road or the Trans-Saharan trade routes. It was the camel that made these epic journeys possible, carrying spices, salt, gold, fabrics, and other precious goods across vast, unforgiving landscapes. Their endurance, ability to travel long distances without water, and capacity to carry heavy loads enabled trade and interaction between distant civilizations. Even today, in parts of Asia, North Africa, and the Middle East, caravans continue to operate, reminding us of the timeless adaptations of these animals. Camel farming remains a vital part of many economies. Camel milk is not only nutritious but also easily digestible and rich in vitamins and minerals. Their meat is an important source of protein in desert regions, while their wool and hides are used to make clothing, tents, and other everyday essentials. In many communities, owning camels is not just a practical matter. It carries social and cultural prestige. The animals are a foundation of the family economy and a symbol of wealth and status. Historically, camels even played a role in military operations, transporting soldiers and heavy equipment across deserts and providing a crucial mobility advantage in difficult terrain. Today, they serve a similar role in tourism. Desert safaris, excursions, and traditional cultural displays allow people from around the world to experience the life and adaptations of camels firsthand, while also supporting local communities. The cultural significance of camels is just as profound. In Bedouin traditions and other desert cultures, these animals are woven into legends, poetry, and symbolism. They represent endurance, patience, and wisdom. Camels are not merely part of daily life. They are bearers of history, values, and social identity. Their presence in rituals, festivals, and celebrations highlights the deep, ancient connection between humans and the natural world. The camel is a truly remarkable animal, combining extraordinary biological, social, and cultural adaptations. Through its partnership with humans, it has not only survived but thrived for thousands of years, becoming a powerful symbol of desert life, strength, and resilience. While modern environmental threats and human pressures pose new challenges, the long history and contemporary significance of camels show that their role in our world remains irreplaceable. Protecting and understanding these fascinating animals is key to preserving this unique bond between humanity and nature.